here to see me. As you can see, I have the body of an athlete. That athlete just happens to be an 80s professional wrestler. Gorilla Monsoon or Rowdy Roddy Piper. I take pride in the way I look because those guys took steroids and worked out, and I don't do any of that shit. I love everything about the 80s too, like 80s music, you know, like David Bowie and Adam and the Ants and Michael Jackson. And I've been thinking a lot about MJ ever since he died, and you know, whenever he had kids over at Neverland Ranch, he must have thrown private concerts for them. And in his set list, do you think he ever sang Pretty Young Thing? My favorite genre of music, though, has to be rap. I have dreams where people come up to me and say, "Man, you're almost as funny as a skit on an Outkast CD." Ring, ring. Say hello, Cookie. Girl, I got something to tell you. Spill it, girl, spill it. With my old boy at the club from last night, went home with the motherfucker. And I goddamn getting my ass towed up. Towed up? Girl, what? Dick, so, show. Show! He got his, I ain't getting mine. I'm like, fuck. You know, you're talking all this goddamn shit, and you ain't shit. You got yourself a motherfucking minute. A minute motherfucking minute. You know what I'm saying? So I left this motherfucker. I hit this motherfucker up for everything. You feel me? I'm talking wallet. I'm talking about credit cards and money. And you know what? I was about to hit this nigga up for his goddamn pistol, but I didn't know how many motherfucking bodies he had on that motherfucker. It's all good. My biggest dream is just to make an actual hip-hop CD. Just so at the end of production, I can go to the crew and say, "That's a wrap." We got one more, hold on. What do you call Scarlett Johansson dressed up in a snail costume? Escargot. Puns aren't so bad. But they're like shots, you know, they hurt, but they're necessary for survival. You know, and I love medicine because I've been dabbling in pharmaceuticals lately. And I came up with this pill, and it'll be out next year in the market, and it'll restore, you know, muscle and bone cartilage growth around your knee. I call it Negro. With Negro, you can run faster and jump higher. You'll be better at basketball, football, baseball. I haven't perfected the formula just yet, so don't use Negro if you plan on playing hockey. And there is a major side effect. You will have increased rhythm. I love the show Breaking Bad. Anyone dig that show? Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty sweet. I've seen every episode, and like any sort of trivia I can get about the show, like making ofs and all that shit, I just soak it up. Like for instance, did you guys know that over in Japan, the title of Breaking Bad loosely translates to, "None of this shit would happen if we had free healthcare for everybody and a third education budget, a third the size of the military." Shit, that's the one I've been thinking about all day. Like, I'm gonna get that Breaking Bad. But then I always fuck up the education military bit. Oh, fuck me. Well, anyway. Speaking of education, I've had a pretty awesome high school career. In fact, favorite memory was in 8th grade whenever I had this huge crush on this girl named Jennifer. She was in my science class, and I never had the guts to talk to her. And then one day I finally did. I asked her out, and she said yes. Now, my mom was the science teacher, and she always told me to never date another student in the class. She always said it was forbidden, but she never said why. But, you know, I said whatever. And we went out on our date, and we held hands, and she gave me my first kiss. I thought it was, oh man, this is so fucking great. But I never saw her again, and I don't know what happened. But I really think I just look back on that kiss, and I think, wow, that was probably my best homeschool memory. I just discovered my sexual identity very quickly as a kid. Probably started about 4 or 5 years old. I would get the mail from my dad after school, and every once in a while he would get porn catalogs. I would be thinking, like, I'm going to get me a bunch of Disney movies. I'd open it up, and I'd just see a bunch of naked ladies, and I would want that. And I didn't know what that was specifically, because I didn't know the term breasts, so I just called them bum-bums. So I was close. I had the B word, but I didn't have anything else. And obviously that quickly delved into masturbation. No, I didn't have the standard wrist method that we used. No, I didn't have a Sandusky-type coach to show me the ropes. I came up with my own method, though, and that was to put one hand over the other hand and kind of just DJ my way in. And I do it everywhere, too. Like, I do it in my room, I do it in the car, I do it in my great-grandmother Ruby's house. And Grandma Ruby, she lived out in the middle of nowhere on a farm. So there was no cable, there was no Sega, so I had nothing to do but pleasure myself. And my favorite hiding spot to do that in was in her bedroom with the door open. I would lay flat on my back between the bed and the wall, and sure enough, Grandma Ruby would try to find me, say, "Rick, where are you? Rick, where are you?" And all she had to do was this, look in the corner, see me masturbating. Now, if you have a great-grandmother catch you masturbating, it's pretty awkward. I don't recommend it. Anyway, she got up, yelled at me, pointed at me, and said, "What are you doing? Get up from in there. How dare you do that? I'm going to slap you behind you. Stop doing that right now. That's sinful and shameful. How dare you do that?" And I started crying, and about 20 minutes later, she felt sorry for me and gave me some ice cream. And, Grandma Ruby passed on many, many years ago. But even now, when I masturbate, I still think about her. She taught me a lot. And obviously, since I've been masturbating since I was 4, my libido is amazing. So ladies, just so you know, I have the sexual prowess of Rupert Murdoch. Pretty fantastic. I love baseball, and it's weird because I think baseball actually accurately describes my penis. In that, if you see my penis on TV, it's really boring. You'll probably fall asleep or change the channel within 5 minutes. But if you see my penis live, it's exciting. All your friends that are there, and keep the ticket stubs. And if a Dominican gets a hold of it, they're going to lie about their age, trying to become a citizen. I'm a sucker for talent. If they can take it deep, I love baseball. I love baseball so much, but I hate grapes. Not themselves. I think that shit is delicious. It's just the name grape. Because grape combines the 2 worst words in the English language, grope and rape. I think those things are delicious. Speaking of rape, I am from Missouri. So our state became national headlines once again last week when our Congressman Todd Aiken was making a comment about abortion, and if a woman gets raped and gets pregnant, should she be allowed to have an abortion? And he said, well, if it's a legitimate rape, the female body has ways to kind of shut that whole thing down. Which is a fantastic comment because it's not fucking true. And, obviously the Republican Party has distanced themselves away from Todd Aiken, but there's been a few people that have supported what he said. There's even people that have been saying, like, no matter how a woman gets pregnant, even if it's rape, it's a blessing from God. And if that's true, then rapists are God's angels. Yeah. Anyway, that's a wrap.